What's up, everyone? In today's episode, I'm going to give you my watch list for Monday morning. Now, last week on Sunday, when I uploaded my watch list and my game plan for the week ahead, I said, I don't know what the next week is going to have in store for me, but I know that I will be showing up every single day. And you know what? Last week ended up being the best week of the year, which is fantastic. So at this point, I'm going to say the same thing. I don't know what this week is going to have in store for me, but I will be showing up every single day. And you know what? It's my guess we're going to see some pretty nice moves because based on sort of the current market sentiment, it's hot. We're seeing some great action in small caps. Usually it stays like that for a little stretch. So it's sort of the ebb and the flow. And right now we're benefiting from some serious momentum. And, although Friday was a little slower, that's not surprising considering Fridays aren't the day of the week most companies put out fresh breaking news. However, what we did have going for us on Friday was that the overall market ended up rallying back up. So if we look just high level at the S&P 500, you can see how obviously April sort of marked this pronounced sell-off. But now, as we come to the end of April, it may be that by the end of April, we're back up. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if big money is sort of buying the market back up, so their statements that they give out to their clients don't have to show for their hedge funds a big, drop or a loss for the month of April. Because then all of a sudden, people start getting freaked out and they say, "I want my money out." Now, the statements, my guess would be for the end of March, would have shown a little bit of a loss on the year. But by mid-April, it was looking really not good as the market was down about 21%. So now recovering off the low, we're in much better shape than we were, at least from that perspective. We're still underneath the 200 moving average, so there's no question about that. But it wouldn't surprise me if we see a little bit more buying going into the rest of the week so we can try to finish the month of April at possibly, more or less back where we started, which I think is what big money is probably going to be pushing for. So that's the big picture, big market. When it comes to small caps, my approach last week worked really well. And by the way, a lot of you guys, I suspect a lot of you have been taking part in a 2-week trial. Now, over the last week, we've had a 2-week trial running at Warrior Trading. So it's ongoing. You can join at any time. The nice thing about doing it now is that you're kind of getting to really see a lot of action. Sometimes if you do it when the market just happens to be colder, it's kind of a bummer because I might only be taking a couple trades a day. Whereas most days last week, I was really getting a number of trades and I had a couple of fantastic days. So that was really nice for you guys who are newer. So I will put a link and I'll pin it to the top comment and put it in the top of the description as well, where you can start the 2-week trial and you could join tonight. Now, if you join tonight, the 2-week trial, Sunday night, or if you join Monday morning, as soon as you join, you want to log into the members dashboard and you want to sign your market data agreements. So I'm just going to I'll just open a new tab here. warriortrading.com/dashboard. So once you sign up for the 2-week trial and you do that with, let's see, is it, let me just see, I think it's getting started. No, it's not that. Let me grab you the link and I'll just show you right here on this video, the URL for it. That way you guys can check it out. Oh, it's get started. So that was close. All right, so warriortrading.com/get started. And here you'll see the link to do my free online class, which is a 2-hour-long training, which you're welcome to do. And then right here, you've got the 2-week trial. So it's a 2-week trial membership, and it's 2 weeks for $20. So the $20 helps cover your market data costs that we pay on your behalf. So once you go to the checkout page, you sign up for the 2-week trial right here, you'll be able to use that username and your password to come log into our members dashboard right here. From the members dashboard, you can enter the chat room and Day Trade Dash, where you'll have the scanners, the charts, the news feed, and everything else by clicking right here. Now, to watch the classes during your 2-week trial, you will have access to a selection of classes. You can check that out right over here in the View Courses in the Education portal. You can also watch the onboarding for new members, which I recorded for you guys, which is pretty short. Now, during the week, this coming week, we've got some mentor sessions on the calendar. So let's see, we've got Danny right here on the 28th, and then we've got Jess on the 30th. And all of a sudden, I'm realizing that it's not even the last full week of April. Last week was the last full week. So we've really just got 3 days left to make the most of April, and then we're going right into, I can't believe it, May. Wow. All right, so only 3 days left. Okay, so then once you're in the chat room right here, or you've launched, you clicked on this button, where was it? You've clicked on this button right here, click to enter, and you come in here. This is the layout that most of you guys will see. If you want to open the chat room, you can go down here to small cap, large cap, you can see the rooms. So I stream in the small cap room right here. And when I'm streaming, this little, that little icon will turn red. So I'm gonna turn on my broadcast and just show you what that looks like. All right, so I'm gonna run that. Let's see. So I'm gonna start my broadcast right now. And when I start streaming, you'll see this icon flip to red. So all you have to do is click on that button right there, and then you can open my broadcast and it'll come right through. All right, so that should give you a good walkthrough of how to get logged in and streaming tomorrow morning. Now, the one thing you'll have to do is when you first log in tomorrow or tonight, these charts will say, they'll be blank, and they'll say that you need to sign your market data agreements. So make sure you click that link, sign your market data agreements, and then we'll be able to start giving you access to real-time market data. All right, so now Monday morning, bright and early, what am I gonna be looking at? Well, let's start by creating a little bit of a watch list, and we're gonna do that by going over some of the stocks that were moving last week. I'm gonna start with the after hours top gainers. I always check this scan first. These were the stocks that were moving in the after hour session on Friday. I'm gonna link this window here to the same color scheme as all the others. And if I click on this stock, it's gonna update all my charts. So we can see AMPY with 39 million share float did pop up, but the float's a little high, the price is a little low. Daily chart shows room to the 200 EMA, but I think I want to avoid that. Primarily the float being a little too high. I would suspect it'll be easy to borrow and it'll be choppy. It's only up 24%. That's not a huge gap. CGON, 66 million share float, and too expensive. That's a no-go. MOLN, 14 million share float. That's tolerable. 200 moving average is like right here, so it's kind of right at the 200. Molecular partners, okay, interesting. So preclinical data, it's the right sector. But how much is it up? 21%. Not a lot. We don't have any big gappers from Friday. Bull, Weeble, nah, you know, this is kind of a huge move up and then all the way back down. Newsmax did kind of a similar thing. Big pop on the IPO, then way back down. It's worth paying attention to IPOs, I suppose, right now for the pop, but not something I want to overstay my welcome on. So I don't see anything on the after hours top gainer scanner to me that looks good. So I'm gonna go on to the next scan. So the next scan is going to be, let's see, let's look at our continuation scan here. So UPXI is the top of the continuation scan. No doubt we got a nice move on it on Friday. However, I, as you saw from the recap, found it to be very frustrating. Note the volume. Super light volume. Makes a big move, but on light volume, and it's not sustained. It ends up rejecting. So I don't know how to get past the double top and these big topping tails. Maybe over the course of like a week, if it consolidated and held this level, but it already came back down to here. I don't think that's gonna work for us, unfortunately. I think we need to find the next UPXI, but let's keep looking at the continuation scan first. OMEX, this one, a little too cheap for me. 275 million shares of volume on Friday. It was very traded, very thickly traded, but not something that I felt comfortable trading. CEP, higher priced, a tweezer top here on the daily chart. So that top and the other top. At the end of this episode, I'll put a link to my new upload from Saturday, which is the probably most comprehensive guide to reading candlestick charts and understanding the individual candlestick shapes that I've uploaded to YouTube so far. So you guys should check that out. PNBK, this one, nice daily chart, a bull flag here, although it kind of broke a little bit on Friday and then dropped back down. There's just not enough volume right now, so that's not going to work. ZYBT, recent IPO, kind of curling back up. Without a catalyst, it's probably not going to work. So continuation, worth checking out. And then we've got our recent IPO top moving. See, FATN, this one, oops, I got to link up my charts. FATN, hey guys, can you keep it down, please? FATN, Yeah, so this one keeps popping up, popping up, popping up, and then dropping down. And it's had some headlines, but it hasn't been enough. So I don't think that's going to work. So here's what I'm thinking for Monday morning. Monday morning, I'm going to sit down, and I'll be sitting down here and streaming at 7 a.m. I'll sit down around 6:45. And at 6:45, 6:50, when I'm sitting down, I'm going to be looking at this scanner right here, which is my top gainers scanner. This scan is going to show me the stocks that are already moving the most during the pre-market session. We may sit down and there's only 20, 30% gappers, gainers. But maybe we have one that's already up 50 or 75%. It's already showing some strength from pre-market. Now, while it's possible I won't trade that one because the float's too high, the price is too low, or the daily chart's not good, it'll show me the level of momentum we already have. And then starting at 7 a.m., I'm going to be sitting here waiting for breaking news headlines. And so what I want to see is something that comes out breaking news like UPXI, pops up, and just starts ripping. Now, here's the thing that I'll tell you from last week. We did have a number of stocks that popped up and came all the way back down, round trip. While you can make money if you're quick, you got to be careful. Those are especially risky. Now, it goes without saying that trading is risky as it is. And I'll give you the reminder that you should always practice in a simulator before putting real money on the line. So if you're doing the 2-week trial with me, either last week, this week, you're continuing it, make sure you practice these new strategies in a simulator, in a safe environment, because the market moves very quickly. I'm going to be the first to tell you that I don't want you to blindly follow me, and you shouldn't blindly follow anyone else. Now, I know there's people out there that'll say, they'll send you a text alert and say, just follow on whatever trade. And I don't think that's a recipe for long-term success. I would rather teach you how to understand the correct entry and exit points. And if you're watching me trade the stock that happens to be the #1 gainer in the entire market, that's, it's clearly obvious that may be the stock that you want to trade as well. But you should understand the reason why I'm getting in where I'm getting in and the reason why I'm selling where I'm selling. That's what's going to create independence for you, and that's what creates self-sufficiency. By the way, recent book someone sent me, The Ultimate Guide to Self-Sufficiency. This is a great book, and this is another variation of the same topic. I am big on self-sufficiency. This is such an important thing for me. It's one of the reasons that I really like being a trader, and so I just want to reiterate that for you guys. I think that most of you already resonate with that, but for those that don't, I just want to throw that out there. So UPXI, so I'm looking for something like that, something that pops up with news, but when they just pop up real quick and come right back down, that's tricky. So I'm kind of thinking, let it pop up, let it come down, and if it doesn't go all the way back down, if it, comes down 50%, but it holds that 50% line, the 50% retracement is what we call it, and then it starts to curl back up, that's when it gets exciting. Now, look, if it ends up popping from, $2 to $8 in a couple of candles, there's a lot of room there, so I could probably make some money. But ultimately, I probably won't be able to take big size until we get our first clear pullback. And that's the pattern that I get really focused in on. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. And my hope is that we see some good action this week. I think we will. So I'll tell you what, I will be streaming bright and early tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the chat room. If you haven't already done the 2-week trial, the link is posted in the top comment and linked in the description. So make sure you guys check it out. And I'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Reminder as always, trading's risky, so manage your risk, take it slow. And if you want to check out that episode on decoding candlestick charts, I'll put the link to it right here.